Hey guys, head coach Robert Gray here with Victory Performance. We're going over our phase 2, week 1, day 4 strength and conditioning workout. So starting out, we're looking at dynamic ankle series and mobility and activation series 2. Again, those are hyperlinked, and you can click on those to get videos on YouTube, or you can just access YouTube through your phone on our YouTube channel, Victory Performance. Okay. After that, we're going into power, core, and balance. We have dumbbell switch, split jerk, Turkish sit-ups, and single leg heavy pendulums. Okay, so we're just going through those for 2 sets of all of them, and we're kind of going, we're doing it in a circuit. Okay, I want you guys to notice the RPE here, this last column in week 1. Okay, specifically the RPE for our dumbbell switch split jerk. So that's kind of a guide for weight selection. We don't want to pick a weight that's on the heavier side of what we can do to complete this exercise. Okay, we want to pick a real moderate weight and allow speed and precision to be our main focus. Turkish sit-ups, we can pick a relatively heavier weight. You can see the RPE is a 7 here, so it'll be a bit more intense in our weight selection. And then same with that single leg heavy pendulum, just a little bit heavier in our relative weight selection there. Then we're into our strength here. We have half kneeling strict press plus a windmill. There's a lot of objects around the house you can use for this. You can use a backpack, you can use a tool bag, you can use a carton of milk, whatever it is. Really anything with a handle on it is going to be really cool to try to perform this exercise with. So we're going to do 6 per side. Our tempo is really controlled here, and then again taking a look at our RPE, we're at about a 6. Okay, so first week we're generally not looking to push, right, our intensity or our weight selection. Okay, so be smart there. Give yourself some room to improve over the next 2 weeks. Okay, then we're into ultimate lunge. Again, that's another cool exercise that you can do with a lot of different objects around the house, and we'll show you some of those coming up. And then our conditioning today, a lot like day 2, we have a 10-minute EMOM. Okay, so we're going to set a running clock. On minute 1, we're doing 20 high plank jacks right into 4 repeat squat jumps. And then we'll rest the remainder of that minute. Let's say that to complete this set of work right here takes us 30 seconds. Then we're going to rest 30 seconds until the clock reaches the top of the next minute, and then we'll complete 30 boxer shuffles and 4 repeat squat jumps. After minute 2, we'll just go back to the first minute, okay? And we'll just keep working until we've done 5 sets of each, or 10 minutes on the clock, okay? And then notice the little note down here, we're only breathing through our nose for the first 5 minutes of this session, okay? All right, guys, coming up, you'll see some demos on the different movements in today's training.
All right, guys, so you finished your warm-ups for the day, and we're ready to get into our power, core, and balance section, okay? We have 3 exercises. We're going to perform these exercises in a circuit fashion, okay, for 2 times through, okay? Take, rest as needed, somewhere in that 20 to 40 second range between each exercise, just to make sure that our technique is at a really high level for both sets and for all the movements, okay? So the first drill we're going to do is a dumbbell switch split jerk, okay? So our feet are going to start in a split stance, okay? Now I have my left leg starting in front, so that means I'm going to have the dumbbell in my left hand, okay? From here, I'm going to quickly switch my feet, so my right foot will end up in front as I press this weight overhead, okay? So this is what it's going to look like. Reset. Get set, and go. Okay. Make sure you guys hold that landing position for at least a count or 2. What we really want to achieve there during that hold is that we're finding tension through our brace, right, into our abs, into our glutes, and that we're stable and we're finding a level of consistency from rep to rep. Okay? So now on the other side, right leg in front, right hand holding the dumbbell. Okay, so that's our first drill, dumbbell switch split jerk. Second exercise we're gonna do is a Turkish sit-up. So I'm gonna show you guys that with these half cartons of milk here. Okay, I've got them filled with water, obviously. But I'm gonna lay on my back, and you guys can kind of decide whether you wanna have your knees bent or straight. It's really up to you. And from here, trying to keep our arms as vertical as possible. We're gonna sit up and finish in this upright position, okay, with the weight up overhead. On the way down, we're gonna be very intentional about kind of rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae and controlling all the way to the floor. Okay? So for our Turkish sit-ups, we have 2 sets of 8. And then the last exercise that we're gonna do is a single leg, it says kettlebell, but again, it can be any object here. I'm gonna use this tool bag, but it's a single leg pendulum. Now, we've done variations of this in the past where we pass the weight from hand to hand, okay? What we're gonna do today, I'm just gonna put a little extra weight in this tool bag here. So I just threw a 15-pound dumbbell in there on top of the tools that were already in there. So I'm looking at maybe 25 pounds here. Okay, so the idea, the reason I bring that up, is that this drill is meant to be loaded a bit heavier than the other variations of this pendulum that we do, okay? So I'm gonna get into my single leg RDL stance. You guys know we love that single leg RDL position, okay? And then from here, I'm gonna bring, without moving my hips, I'm gonna bring that kettlebell or object out to one side, hold for a count, and then switch. Okay, so there and back, hitting each side, that'll be 1 rep. You'll do 5 reps on your left, 5 reps on your right. What I really want you guys to focus on is that once you kind of twist and rotate to that to one side, you need to pause there for a second with your shoulders rotated, okay, and the weight hanging out outside of your frame, okay? So that should be challenging and kind of present a new stimulus to a drill we've been doing a lot of. Okay, so again, you have 2 sets of those 3 exercises. Once you complete those 2 sets, you're then gonna move on to our strength session for the day. That involves a half kneel strict press half kneeling strict press plus windmill, for 6 reps on each side. And then it's supersetted with an ultimate lunge. So again, I'm just gonna show you these with the tool bag that I have here. You guys are welcome to use dumbbells, kettlebells, normal weights, or any other object around the house, right? So, our strict press plus windmill is gonna start in half kneeling. Okay, so front heel under front knee. And then on this down leg side, I've just got a straight line from knee through my hip into my shoulder, okay? So left leg's in front, so that's the arm that's gonna hold on to my weight for the day. The only other change positionally we're gonna make to our half kneeling is this back leg is normally straight back behind us. We're gonna swing it across our body at like a 45-degree angle, okay? So from here, I've still got my glutes on, my abs are on. I'm gonna strict press the weight up, okay? Eyes are on the weight, and then from here, I'm gonna corkscrew underneath the weight so that my eyes and my head are directly underneath my arm or my hand, okay? Up, strict press, corkscrew under. Okay? As I corkscrew, my hips on the right side are sitting back towards my right heel. Okay? Once you're done with 6, you'll switch arms, switch legs. Swing that leg across. Okay, So 6 on each side there. Then the second exercise of your strength session is going to involve an ultimate lunge. So those of you that have trained with us in the gym, ultimate lunges we generally do with a sandbag or a med ball. That in no way means that you have to use either of those for this. I'm going to use, again, my tool bag here. This seems to be a really good choice for me, easily adjustable as far as loading, so I really like this. So from here, what we're going to do is our ultimate lunge incorporates rotation to our normal lunge pattern, right? So we're going to do a reverse stepping lunge, okay? And as I step back with my right foot, I'm going to rotate the sandbag to the outside of my left leg. So it's going to look like this. Okay? So I'm going to do all 8 on one side and then switch and do all 8 on the opposite side. Okay? So what that'll look like is left leg stepping back now, bringing the weight to the outside of my right leg. Okay? This adds an element of stability as well to a drill that we do a lot, right? Lunging and split stance work is something we do a lot of. Adding in this rotational element and the step forward, step back really is going to increase the difficulty, which means that our loading doesn't have to be terribly, terribly high to get a quality stimulus from the movement. Okay, and then the end of our training session, we'll wrap it up with conditioning. We have a 10-minute EMOM, just like we did on Tuesday or day 2 of this week's training session or training program. So 10-minute EMOM, minute 1, we're going to complete 20 high plank jacks, followed by 4 repeat squat jumps, okay? So high plank jacks we did in our previous cycle, okay? It's just in that push-up position. Our feet are going out and in. That's 1 rep, okay? Going to 20. Now, it's in conditioning. Yes, our heart rate's gonna be up. Yes, we're gonna be breathing heavier. Yes, we'll probably get a little more fatigued. Still no reason for our technique to go down too far, right? We don't wanna lose very much there. As we get to the later rounds, maybe, okay? But again, I say that just to encourage you, find something that you need to elevate, if you need to elevate your hands so that these can be done with high quality, okay? Intensity isn't always our #1 factor, okay? And then in minute 2, you're gonna do 30 boxer shuffles, okay? Boxer shuffle is just starting in a split stance and just kind of being on your toes and just switching, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Going to 30, okay? And then you'll also do 4 repeat squat jumps, okay? So again, you'll complete in minute 1, 20 high plank jacks, okay? And then go right into 4 repeat squat jacks. Once you complete those 4, you'll rest for the remainder of the minute. And then at the top of that following minute, you'll go and do 30 boxer shuffles like I just showed you. Finish your 30 and then again right into 4 more repeat squat jumps, okay? Once you guys finish, you'll alternate back and forth for 10 minutes. Once you've completed 5 sets of each one, you're all done for the day. All right, guys, once you've done that, training session is over. Good work. 1 more for the week.